In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the property intake list. You can access the property intake list by going to Enforcer on the main menu and then selecting Property Intake List. The property intake list acts as a staging area for reports that have not been created. You can add properties here before a report number has even been generated, and then come back and add this property to a report at a later time. To add a property, click the Add New Record or Insert button. You'll be asked if you wish to prime new property entry values with previous property entry values. If you select yes, the last saved intake property values will be inserted. Keep in mind this is not the last one entered on the list, but the last one saved. I'm going to insert a property without using the primed values. Here we have the property intake form. We'll begin with our property type. In this example, I'll select money. However, if I were to select another item on that list, I would get different options on this form. For example, if I were to select drugs, I would get a unit of measure field on this form. I'll enter an item title and description. I don't need a make or model or style. I can enter a serial number if I wish. The system will check to see if there is a duplicate serial number or VIN number and give you a warning asking you if you would like to create a duplicate with the same serial number or VIN number. I have one worth $100. PIN stands for property ID number, and I can have the system generate that for me. As an officer, I probably wouldn't know the container, but the property manager would. The storage location, for that I will put it in a temporary locker. Next, I'll add a status of evidence. Here we can enter the involved party. We'll get that from the master names list. If the item was located at the same address, you can select this checkbox and it will copy it over for you. Collected by date and time are defaulted to the current date and time, but you can change those. You can also add some notes specific to this item. Batch number probably won't apply to an officer entering this, but a property manager can come in here and add a batch number, although there are other ways to do that for the property manager. I will select myself as the collected by. You can enter a local report number if you wish. This will be a hand-typed number, not system-generated, but whatever you enter here, you can search for later. And then I'll enter myself as the reporting officer as well. Now let's take a look at the browse screen options here. First we have the print label button. There are 3 supported label sizes as shown here. This is what a label looks like. The justification is a bit off because I don't have the print drivers installed here. Next we have the print evidence sheet button, and this is what a property intake evidence sheet looks like. If we look here at the preview pane, we can see which items have been imported into Enforcer or into Property Management. And there's also display options here to see what has been processed or not processed. You may manually mark items as processed or not processed, and they simply change the display there. So if you mark it as processed, it just disappears on the processed pane. You'll see why this is important when we're importing into Property Management or Enforcer. It just makes the list a little more readable when you're trying to import properties into those 2 modules. Thank you for watching, and please continue on to the other videos for Property Management and Property Entry. I would suggest moving along to the Enforcer Property Entry video next.